but very consistently grab at least one game. I feel like this one's destined to go to 3. We'll have to find out, though. It's Milio, Yumi, Aphelios, spanned away by Top Esports, Nico and Vi, the answer on the side of LGD.
You're telling me that these two teams are polar opposites, and that's exactly what we expect for this first series. And I really enjoyed this Lucian ban coming out of LGD. Something common in these top esports drafts is that they will always prefer to have Jackie Love on something that can find those early game leads like the Draven and Lucian. So that's quite the shocker. And something else I wanted to comment on, it's because the Aphelios has kind of caught me by surprise. A lot of these teams have adapted to prioritizing this champion over the Jinx, and I feel like that's purely because the ability of the AoE damage that he can have in those team fights, and of course the amount of setup that you can play off during the laning phase. But we need to talk about all the champions getting locked in, because everything's getting locked in instantly. So I'm pretty surprised that Haichao has decided to go with the Jace. That does signify that they want early game priority for Meteor to work off, and I'm assuming that is going to be towards the bottom side. So I would love to have Jinjiao on a melee support that can force those early game team fights and really accelerate the tempo.
See if they're going to be able to do that. I like the pickup, though, of the Jace in that mid lane for Haichao. Put a bit of pressure onto Rookie and give a bit of priority, like you say, to LGD. Gwen going to be locked in as well. This is the first draft in quite a while where I've seen neither AD carry or support locked in for either team. That is something kind of crazy. Meteor going with that Maokai as well. As the Draven banned away from Jackie, Varus is the answer. And even in the bans, we are rocketing through this draft.
Yeah, I feel like I don't even have too much time to talk, but I'm pretty surprised that Top Esports has decided to lock in their entire top side and not flex this Cassante, because I feel like that's one of the biggest advantages that this Cassante going in blind for the first of the draft has. But we'll have to wait and see. Something like the Xayah and the Zeri is still up and available for both of these teams to take away. But I'm assuming it is going to get considered to be banned by Top Esports here. However, I feel like with the amount of supports that's up, we still have something like the Rakan, which we've seen Mark play. I mean, I think Mark had an amazing series, especially up against LPL Gaming, where he's really stepped up from his spring regular performance, where I thought, especially towards the bottom side of Top Esports, they had a bit of a struggle when it came to the early game laning phase, which did often put the entire team behind and put them in an uncomfortable position. So it's really nice seeing Mark having that time off during the offseason and really stepping up. And Jin getting banned is quite the interesting one, instead of Zeri.
Yeah, I'm just scratching my head, to be honest, on that one. I mean, Jin is actually kind of good. Like, it surprised me at the start of the split that we weren't seeing Jin, because there's a lethality build that is disgusting. He's really good with the Gale Force crit builds as well. Like, in solo queue, Jin's a bit of a beast. Not really seen it in the LPL, though, as we see Envy and Jinjiao immediately go towards the Xayah Rakan. Not surprising at all there. What do Top Esports go for? Kai'Sa could be an option.
I guess Top Esports can just default to something like the Jinx and the Nautilus for that bottom side and giving the Xayah open, or they can deny it on Top Esports side as well. But I did want to talk more a little bit about Jin, because I feel like, yes, Jin is a very good champion when it comes to the current meta and how he builds. But the reason why we haven't really been seeing him in the LPL is that look at the amount of dive that we often see in these drafts. It's Wukong, it's Ahri. You want to just sit back, use that ultimate to often engage onto the enemy team, but you're often going to also see an Ahri kissing you on the cheek in those team fights, and you're probably going to die in the next 2 seconds. But at the very end, it's going to be the Xayah denied by Top Esports, which is going to work really well because LGD, they've locked in a lot of short-range carries, even including the Zeri with her current build. So it's going to be a really big struggle if LGD, they don't really catch the Xayah by surprise and eliminate this ADC straight away.
So, bit of a weird end to the draft there. The Xayah Rakan denied, like you say. The Nautilus alongside that Xayah. And I'm going to suggest the Kai'Sa pick every single draft where it looks good until it gets picked. I believe in the Kai'Sa. I feel like it's not in that bad of a spot right now. But on the other side, the Zeri locked in alongside that Rakan, which can certainly work. We'll see what Envy can do with his hands on that one. But LGD, a mountain to climb here. Still a dream of playoffs in their sights. But they're going to have a hell of a win streak if they want to make it. 0-6 so far in the split, but consistently taking games from big name teams. Let's see if Top Esports becomes another big name team that LGD manage to bring a game against. But Top Esports certainly a favorite here on a 5-win streak, and it feels like they've got that mojo back. It feels like this is a team that you can look towards the top of the table to find, that you can believe will do well during playoffs. Can they be consistent is the question. And LGD, I feel like, could be their kryptonite, if you will. We'll have to see as we come into this one. Top Esports and LGD, game number 1 here in Shanghai.
I don't know, take it as you will, but Top Esports, with the amount of trading that has happened, I'm assuming they want to look for that level 2 spike, as they do have the cleanse available.
Oh no. Oh, it's a disaster. Jin Zhao gets rooted up here. He's trying to escape, flashes out to safety, but Envy now is alone in the fight. Still has flash available.
Double flash.
And gets forced as well. That's all 4 summoners from LGD for JackieLove right now, who managed to get a reset off after crashing that wave, so it will just be Envy set pretty far behind.
I do want to highlight this route from JackieLove. I don't think the trade would have gone as bad if the Xayah wasn't able to land that double route. But with the lethal tempo also coming online for JackieLove,
maybe they can bait him in as Mark looks for another engage. Remember, no summoners here. Jin Zhao tries to escape and gets taken down. And this bot lane is just brutal. Wayward could be in trouble here as Decade charges on forwards. Meteor in range of the twisted advance, and Wayward forced to flash, but actually flashed afterwards.
Double flash.
Both of them flashed to make the kill happen, and LGD.
Kong was definitely felt. We'll get a replay of what just happened towards that bottom side. It is just Mark landing another hook, and Jin Zhao being that Rakan, taking Glacial and not even using that.
But the charge will go on through here. Gets a couple of plates.
Lands.
Meteor hooked in. Bit of damage coming out from Rookie. There are the roots, but the damage is already done here. Charm across the team. Mark stepping forwards low on HP as Rookie has so many resets. Jin Zhao trying to escape, but taken down for the double kill. And Rookie once more, but JackieLove takes it. Top Esports get themselves onto the board. But let's take another look at that fight mid. Rookie playing this beautifully.
Yeah, I love this POV that we have for the LPL. Double Everfrost onto the support and jungle of LGD, as Maokai was just doing 360s in the air. But I feel like when you do have a Jace, you want to be playing of the poke and not just 100 to 0s with this team composition. But even JackieLove rotating from that bottom side after getting the lane pushed in.
Certainly is. Let's take another look at Rookie. I like the idea of trying to dodge away from the ultimate, but I mean, there was a long way to go to get out of those routes.
I mean, you see Rookie committing both the flash and the ultimate to try and get away from Haichao, but the Bramble Smash and the E from Haichao just...
TM can block them, but Mark still gets caught up. And that could be the death of him, but TP coming on through. And now the attempt from Rookie as well. Double knock up here, but LGD not backing away just yet. Envy in the midst, getting one to start the fight off. JackieLove still going though. His Decade tries to get him, but just gets pushed away instead. Jin Zhao 1 HP. Rookie forwards for the double kill. And now Envy knocked up and will be taken down. It's one for Wayward as Top Esports scrap it out again. The 20-minute Baron taken. And sure, it wasn't a standard Baron setup, but 20-minute Baron certainly is a Top Esports hallmark play. I mean, this is LGD starting to fight off, trying to make the play for themselves. But the TP quite late from the Gwen.
It was a very late TP, around 5 seconds, but you need to look that Envy on this Zeri with only the Triforce in hand, she doesn't do as much damage compared to the Kraken Slayer Xayah, which is going to be zoning out a lot of those members on LGD. But Wayward on this Cassante with Rookie once again, making that magic in those teamfights and getting their hands onto the backline where Haichao wasn't able to put out any damage, as you see 9-2-6 on this Jace.
As Rookie trying to grab that red buff, and we'll be able to do so in the end. Baron started off Top Esports, looking to put their mark on here. Game number 1. It's Jin Zhao so low. Wayward over the wall, spots him as well. He's going to move on forwards. Baron taken.
Rookie.
What else? All out on the other side. And they're just shredded. Into the meat grinder they go. And Top Esports, they're making mince. Interesting to think about, because they historically have been a very fast team. And when it comes to these Baron fights, this is their speciality.
Wayward and Rookie working together and getting that double CC onto the backline of LGD just meant...
They definitely can't. Rookie just flashes in to start the fight. You said that Top Esports rely on him for the engage, and I'd say that that's a safe bet at this point. A hook in from Mark, as well as Wayward actually goes onto the fountain but still survives for now. Will be taken down by Envy. At least that's one for LGD, but I don't think it's going to be enough.
Top Esports, they're very low. Haichao, you just need to land one EQ, buddy. One Q. And that's
Envy's
Top Esports being
stacked
down.
up here. He's going for a little bit more. Jackie actually ults onto him and just takes him out. The opposite man eradicated by Jackie Love, one of the greatest of all time and living up to that reputation here in this game. The Bramble Smash won't come through. Jin Zhao tries to finish the job, but he can't. Nobody can bring him down. It's Jackie Love on the scene.
Ends the game with a clean quadra kill on the Zai, living on the slitherest of HP, but Munch, they proved us wrong. Top Esports are awake ever since this first game.
Playing every single game. We'll see if LGD decide to lean into that style as well. As the ban's coming on through and it's straight towards Jackie Love here with Illusion and Draven banned away. And then Meteor gets that respect ban on the Kindred as you would expect.
Look, Munch, because we have Decade starting for the top lane of LGD for tonight, I have done a bit of digging into his past games, and he did come from the LDL, playing for WE. He didn't find much success, but looking at his entire champion pool, he has a bit of games on that Renekton champion, and I would love to see something like that being brought into patch 13.11, because Renekton did receive a slight buff where cooldown reduction to the dash and the ultimate, where he also does that bit of extra damage, and I believe Meteor, he also plays something like that in Italy, so just have that extra bit of cheese and catch Top Esports off guard would be the way to go, because I feel like playing standard up against Top Esports, I mean, we saw the difference between Haichao and Rookie when it came to those instinctual plays and having that engage onto the enemy team, where Haichao, maybe something like that Annie could work for them in this game too.
We'll have to see. Nico taken off the board. You'd expect Ari to be a priority with LGD having that Vi. You don't really want to play up against the Vi-Ari combo. And you could always just go for a Wukong, but you could save Wukong for third and go for a priority in one of the other lanes, perhaps. Go for a, I mean, based on game number one, top lane might be the priority. We kind of just ignored bottom lane in the first draft. But yeah, the FLA has locked in for Jackie Love, not too surprised.
We do still have the champions like Cassante, which is going to be a great blind up against Top Esports, but being wayward, I'm assuming he can just pick something like the Sion or Gragas as a response. We'll have to wait and see, or even the Gwen if he wants to go for those hard-winning,
the wayward carry.
Yeah, isolated matchup, but it is going to be the potential Zyra Khan lock-in for Envy and Jin Zhao in this game too once again, but being the Aphelios, he does have a lot less mobility when it comes to the laning phase and is susceptible to those engages from Jin Zhao, so hopefully, even with the Vi getting locked in for Meter, we see that early game aggression out of LGD for this game too.
Kind of an interesting spot for top to be in the draft as well, where it's like, do you prioritize Mark getting that Nautilus to have the same matchup as the previous game?
Lulu.
Apparently not. They go for the Lulu instead. I wasn't sure if it'd be this or the Wukong would have been the other option, right? To get yourself a good jungler for the matchup. But Lulu going to be locked in for Mark. So not prioritizing that Nautilus in the slightest.
I've always thought Mark was a really good enchanter player ever since spring, and that's definitely been his strong point, where the engaged supports were a little bit on and off. But coming to summer, he's really stabled out and he's introduced that champion into his pool as well. But the Lulu, something that you can always trust in Mark's hand, and having a lot of that anti-dive ability, especially just looking at LGD's composition so far. So it's gonna really challenge how Meteor and Jin Zhao takes those fights in particular. But we already see the mid lane is getting taken off. The Annie is something that I believe Haichao has played the most, not finding too much success, but it is still his comfort. However, top lane, still a very big question, because I feel like Wayward, depending on how Tien wants to look for his jungle, something like the Sejuani is still up and available, and that allows Wayward to play Jax or Gwen for this game too.
I'm really curious what Haichao's going to go for as well, because the Jace is still available. And I feel like that's Top Esports, and specifically Rookie, saying, look, I beat your Jace in game number one. Are you happy to go for it again? Because Jace is the only other champion available that Haichao's played this split. And we'll see what he's going to end up going for. Top Esports, though, looking towards jungle, looking towards top lane. And that Poppy, most likely in the jungle, but there's been sprinklings of Toppy around the world.
I've been a really big fan of Poppy in the LPL so far because of how many team compositions, or at least teams, enjoy such heavy dive into this meta. So it's really going to reduce the angles that Meteor and Tinja are going to be able to find. Oh, it's just going to be Jax. I swear Wayward is just going to lock in Jax and play with this Poppy. But maybe not. Come on, just lock one of them in.
Yeah, sorry, I shouldn't have talked about the hover. I've baited us both at this point, and he's just going to go for a tank, isn't he? Wayward, sorry, is fully on tank duty this split. No carries to be seen. I was so ready for that Tryndamere. That would have been so much fun to watch. But here we go. Our compositions are locked in. Kitty, how are we feeling about this one so far, especially for LGD with the Syndra in that mid lane?
I love the Syndra pick. We see a lot of those top ranking teams having the Syndra pick because you have that range and of course the huge item spike when you do pick up that Shadow Flame, and up against something like this Lulu and Poppy, the shields that they provide when it comes to these team fights is going to really bite them back. Probably not the most ideal way. However, my eyes are still onto TES on this Poppy because we saw that this pick up against LPL Gaming, he was able to force numbers advantage by just landing these ultimates onto 2-3 people, and he did amazing for that team composition. So we'll have to wait and see because Top Esports, they locked in a very standard composition. They want to play front to back and have Jackie Love as their main star carry.
We've heard this story before, haven't we? Jackie Love is the star carry? Who could have predicted this one? The Aphelios locked in, and it feels like one of the, if not the strongest carry. Honestly, I feel like in the LPL at least, in my mind, anecdotally, Aphelios has been the strongest carry, even above Zeri so far. We'll see if that continues, and we'll see if that's even true. That is just my personal experience as opposed to anything statistical. We'll see what Jackie Love can do, because I'm looking towards Rookie as well. He's got that Ari again. Happy to just blind pick that. He looked dominant in game number 1, having that as a pick into the Jace. Now he's going to play it into the Syndra, and we'll see how he does as Top Esports trying to get cheeky with it. Jackie Love pretending he's caught out. Does Jin Zhao face check? No. Walks away. Drops an emote, and Top Esports level 1 will be denied. Yeah, so far so good for Top Esports as Decade is in big trouble. Q3 flashed away from, but Wayward chasing for more. Decade. Luckily the minion wave is there. He can hop away to safety, but it will mean Top Esports get themselves this Herald. Drake spawning on the bottom side of the map as well. And you can imagine they make a beeline down there, but it is Meteor to start it off for now. Top Esports perhaps look for a dive on the top side instead. Chow will walk away. Good scat of the week, but Rookie's not going to let him get away with that one. Everfrost wide. Charm is not, though. TES charging on in for more. The slow is in play. The knockup is there. And that is first blood at 16 minutes for TES. It's answered, though. Decade grabs himself a kill of his own.
Yeah, Haichao, you shouldn't be walking into that topside jungle without any vision control. You already have your own jungle starting the dragon for your own team, and I just feel like that was a bit of a misstep from the mid laner. Good polyball.
Knock up onto Jackie Love here. Everyone hitting him. But the Moonlight Vigil will sever him. He actually stays alive. 2v3. Everything burned from Top Esports to keep Jackie Love alive, but keep him alive they do. Decade looking for a tower here, but here comes reinforcements. Decade, he's gone too deep. Thought he had the 1v1, but he does not have the opportunity. Rookie forced the flash over the wall here. Decade surely will go down on this one. Knocked back again. Rookie's just going to recall. No, will help finish the kill off. TES actually has to be enlisted just to finish the job off, and that's 2 kills, both into the pocket of TES now.
It was a struggle, but at the very end, we were able to get there. But the scary thought about this Aphelios Munch is it was a 2v3, and that's without Poppy in the equation protecting this Aphelios, and they were able to win that mid-skirmish. We'll have another look at this replay because Haichao not having the flash available, Rookie having really good instinct and just committing every single spell onto the Syndra, and also securing that charm, which was set up by that Everfrost. I mean, that is just first blood at 16 minutes. Like you said, the LGD making their own return play does mean the kill going to this Nara's hand. It's very rare to see a Vi sitting on 0 KP at 20 minutes into the game. I feel like LGD, they need to start forcing things on these side lanes. Wayward getting a bit too greedy.
See if they can manage to make it happen. Wayward and Mark looking to clear vision here.
Over
the wall they all go. And Mark is gone. Will he go for it? Buffers the CC here, and now TP coming out as the all-out used onto Meteor.
They're all here,
Dodges away from some of the damage
team.
from Haichao. The knockback is there, and Wayward's played it beautifully. Rookie's here, and Jackie Love in with the damage as well. Wayward, the beautiful bait, pays off. He's like a worm on the end of a fishing line, and boy have they caught a big fish today. Haichao will fall to Rookie as Mark steals the kill, but that's 3 for Top Esports and a Baron to boot. Second another look, is it looked like it should have just been a pick onto Wayward, like, and the minimap. Top Esports are nowhere near, but the second they show, everyone charges.
Yeah, Wayward bought so much time for Top Esports and reinforcements to come in. I mean, Rookie was also trying to match this Gnar, but forcing the TP out of this Ahri as well, and then having a 4v5 just meant everything was going right for the side of Top Esports. Jackie Love left untouched due to all the engages tools getting used onto this Cassante meant that this Aphelios was having the time of his life. Rookie doing Rookie things, flash timing and securing that kill onto Haichao as well. But LGD, you need to
back up towards Wayward. He is not expecting a gank right here. He's about to send mid
lane.
Jackie Love the target here, stunned up and will be taken down. Envy with the shutdown there gets the bonus gold as Mark has to just flash over the wall and leg it.
Trying to look for an angle onto Jackie Love. It had been a flash engage from Jinjiao, as Jackie Love wasn't able to react to this. It wasn't a flash engage from Jinjiao, but it was Meteor queuing out of vision and ultimates. He got it!
Top Esports Burger flipping the Baron, and Meteor even flashes out the top side of the pit. He doesn't even die for it. And now, looking to stop the recalls, because Decade is on the side lane push. He's got Baron to work with. Meteor sacrifices himself, but the ports have been stopped, and Meteor is looking to end the game. LGD, have they actually done this one? Jackie Love protecting his team's recalls. How often do you see the AD carry putting his life on the line? Steps forward with the Inferno Moonlight Vigil, and Decade forced away. Top Esports keep their cool and keep themselves in the game, but LGD, absolute heroics coming out. Jackie Love and TN want a little bit more, but they're in a 2v3 right now unless Mark gets over here quick. Jackie Love, you've got to be careful, mate. This is full Jackie Love territory, and that is full Jackie Love damage. He giveth, he taketh. Today, he's on the giving side of things. Decade wants to get in, Gnar against the wall, but the rest of the team isn't here to follow up. The stun comes out. Jackie Love has so much damage with the red and white weapons. Charging forward as Rookie finds a charm as well. And Top Esports, just when they lose Baron, just when they're losing their base, they find their way back in the game. For Top Esports Nexus, Jackie Love has to do everything here. Envy on the back foot, needs to carry, needs to be the one to step on up, but the Moonlight Vigil only just wide here. I think Meteor managed to get in and clear the wave, or maybe it was Envy's feathers, I'm not sure. But Top Esports halted in their tracks. Meteor potentially looking for a flank here. What is he looking for?
Didn't really have the follow-up that you so desired. Jinjiao just having a really big struggle on this Rakan, trying to get onto the Aphelios. As you see, LGD no follow-up whatsoever from the Syndra. And I feel like this Gnar engage was initially decent as it was a 4v3, but Jackie Love having the red and white and also a really great polymorph from Mark just meant this Gnar was going to get deleted instantly.
Yeah, TN knocking Meteor away as well. So it's not even a fair fight at that point. Decade left alone.
They're going for the inhibitor for the side of LGD. They want to stop this Meteor too late.
A valiant effort from Meteor, but it's not going to be enough. Tries to stop the ports now. The GA will buy some time. This Decade will get the inhib. Jackie Love in a 2v1 here. Will Mark alongside of the sustain is there, though, when he actually gets them. He charges forward. Your carries mean nothing here. Aphelios Lulu, Jackie Love and Mark, they are synonymous. The triple kill comes through, and the rest of the team aced by Top Esports.
Munch, I blink, and Jackie Love gets a triple kill. Amazing polymorph by Mark and stopping all the DPS from Envy on the Xayah. Now waiting for the wave to slowly push into this middle lane, and they're gonna look for a clean 2-0 coming into this day.
Nice, drops the turret for the teleport from Rookie, and they'll finish the job. Top Esports, it was not a clean game, it was not an easy game, but it's a win, and that's all that matters. 2-0 at the end of the day, and again, another heartbreak for LGD.
They were so close to winning, through Decade on this Gnar with the Hull Breaker, even a Flame Horizon, which we barely see in the LPL. I mean, he was trying his little heart out, but unfortunately when it came to these team fights, this Aphelios was just way too ahead, and Jackie Love having Mark on something like the Lulu, enabling him in these team fights and just flashing forward, doing as much damage as he wished for.